This is Boxing Talk A576. I want to talk about Shawn Porter versus Kell Brook. I'm just going to break down the fight on how I think the fight, may turn out or possible, turn out. Shawn Porter has come off Devin Alexander win to win the belt. He beat Paulie Malignaggi, knocked Paulie Malignaggi out. Paulie Malignaggi was a decent fight at the time. Shawn Porter has had some good performances of late. I'm gonna put it in perspective. I know he has had two good wins lately, but I still, I look at his last 4 or 5 fights. He struggled against Gomez. He had two, close fights against Julio Diaz, who Keith Thurman knocked out. But I got to give Shawn Porter his props. He's doing, good right now. Shawn Porter is a in-your-face, come-at-you, kind of like an inside fighter. He uses that bulldozer style of fighting, coming straight at you. That's what he really used it and got Paulie Malignaggi out of there. He really, overpowered Paulie Malignaggi. I thought Paulie Malignaggi would have done better in that fight, but he came in there and destroyed Paulie Malignaggi. Shawn Porter, he does well to me in the first 5 or 6 rounds of a fight. He can be dangerous in the first 5 or 6 rounds if his style overwhelms you or you can't keep him up off of you. He can put some damage on you. But if you can, like Julio Diaz, if you can survive the first 4 or 5 rounds, Shawn Porter gets a little sloppy in the second half of the fight. He did that against Diaz. He got sloppy in the second half of the fight, especially the first fight. That's why it was a draw. So Shawn Porter, if he doesn't, get Kell Brook out in the first 5 or 6 rounds, I can see it being, I can see it being a good, decent fight. Kell Brook is another fighter. He's a first half, fighter too, especially against Carson Jones. And the fights he had against Carson Jones, he did really, really good in the first half of the fight. Second half of the fight, I don't know what happened. Either he got tired or Carson Jones' pressure got to him, because Carson Jones was pressuring him all fight, and he kind of broke down the last half of the fight. So both of these fighters have issues in the later rounds. It's whoever can overcome the issues in the later rounds will win this fight. I think this fight is going to be a real good competitive fight. I see it probably being a split decision win. I got Kell Brook winning the fight. I think Kell Brook will win most. I think Kell Brook will win most of the earlier rounds, because I think Kell Brook, his jab, he has a really nice stiff jab. I know Shawn Porter has been working on slipping the jab. I've been seeing videos of him and Cap. His father is emphasizing him slipping the jab. So if Shawn Porter can get past Kell Brook's jab, then it can be a long night for Kell Brook. Kell Brook, if he can get past Kell Brook's jab, it can be, kind of dangerous for Kell Brook. But if Kell Brook can keep him on the end of that stick, Kell Brook has pretty good power himself. Kell Brook is not a small, welterweight. Kell Brook is a big welterweight. Look at his legs. His legs is real. His legs are real big. He got like Pacquiao legs. So he's not, he's not a small welterweight in there with Shawn Porter. So, and Kell Brook got some pop, with that right hand. So this is going to be a tale of who can overcome, if it goes to the later rounds, who can overcome their weaknesses in the later rounds. Will Kell Brook succumb to Shawn Porter's pressure, or will Shawn Porter, like he does in some of his fights, his technique starts to fall apart in the second half of the fight? So tell me what you think. I got Kell Brook winning the fight, a close fight. This is a 50-50 fight. Leave your comments below. This is Boxing Talk A576. I'm out.